Busby Radio.
Welcome back to Busby Radio, everybody. We have a couple things to talk about this weekend. The first thing is, if you have not subscribed to the channel yet and you really love this content, be sure to do so and give the videos a like and drop a comment if you have a song you would like me to play, or you can email me, maniacmatthew@gmail.com. This weekend is going to be an old and classic show. Last weekend we talked about what we had in store for this weekend's show, and if you forgot, it's Jim Reeves. Now, since I have a 60s artist center stage, we're going to jam-pack the show full of 60s and 70s music, mostly. That's what you'll hear on the show this weekend. And in the first 2 hours, I think there's 1, 2, maybe even 3 songs from the 1980s and 90s. So 2 songs from Gentleman Jim this hour. And the rest, I wanted to talk about his life a little bit because it tragically ended in the 60s. It was quite sad, actually. He was born on August 20th, 1923 in Galloway, Texas. Everyone considered him as one of the earliest pioneers of the Nashville sound. They nicknamed him Gentleman Jim. They inducted him into the Country Music Hall of Fame and the Texas Country Music Hall of Fame on July 31st, 1964. This is where it gets kind of sad. Jim and his business partner and manager, Dan Manuel, left Batesville, Arkansas, and they were going to go to Nashville. They were flying over Brentwood, Tennessee, and they approached a big thunderstorm. When the airplane caught into the storm, and when they got sucked into it, the plane crashed, and they all died. He suffered something during the plane. I don't remember during the plane crash. I don't remember what it was, but his friend Marty Robbins heard about. Marty Robbins is one of the biggest country artists ever, really. Heard about the plane crash and told everybody what direction it crashed in and told everybody that it happened. When the wreckage was found, actually 42 hours later, the airplane's engine and nose was discovered buried in the ground due to the impact of the crash. The crash site was in a wooded area northeast of Brentwood and at the junction of Baxter Lane and Franklin Pike Circle, just east of Interstate 65 and southwest of Nashville International Airport, where Jim had planned to land. That's not terribly far from that, actually. On the morning of August 2nd, 1964, after they crashed, people began to search for the plane, and the bodies of Reeves and Dan Manuel were found in the wreckage of the aircraft, and at 1 o'clock local time, radio stations across the United States began to announce Jim's death formally. Thousands of people traveled to pay their respects at his funeral days later. Each year, the Academy of Country Music Awards gives out the Jim Reeves International Award to an artist who has made an outstanding contributions to the acceptance of country music throughout the world, done most to promote the genre worldwide. That's a pretty sad thing. That's a lot to take in, but he was only 40 years old when he died. And not really a funny story, but just a year before that, Patsy Cline died in a plane crash. I don't know if you guys remember that, but yeah, it's the 60s was not, I mean, it was a great time for music, but not the best time for artists. That was when a lot of deaths happened and everything, but is what it is, I guess. So this weekend we will salute one of the best singers in the business twice an hour, and the songs coming up this hour, the first one was a song written by Ray Winkler and John Hathcock, and recorded by multiple artists like Dean Martin, Elvis, Rosie Gaines, and tons more. But the most famous version of the song was Jim's, reaching number 2 on the charts and was one of Jim's last hits before he died. This might be his signature song. I'm not quite sure on that, but it might be. The second one was a song written by Marvin J. Moore in 1951. The song was covered over a dozen times by artists Michael Holiday, Bing Crosby, Connie Francis, B.J. Thomas, Jerry Lee Lewis, Ronnie Millsap, Willie Nelson, Charlie Pride, and a couple more. The song has some incredible musicians on it. Bob Moore was on bass, Chet Atkins was on guitar, Floyd Kramer was on piano, and the Jordanaires on vocals. Now, the Jordanaires were on a lot of songs. They were on a lot of Elvis songs, Patsy Cline songs. They are incredible. The song went to number 1 on the country charts and number 12 on the pop charts. We've got some good songs coming up this hour with a lost classic from Charley Pride. I have not played this one yet. I have not heard this since original Country Gold host Rowdy Yates did a Charley Pride show last year, which was during the winter time, actually. So that was the last time I heard it. We got some Billy Walker and we got some Eddie Arnold coming up. Let's get right to it.